Okay. Well, hello, my friends. All right, let's get a better signal here. All right, guys. Ruben Obed here, transmitting live from Dorado, Puerto Rico, and I'm here on my roof, and I wanted to share, my update on my solar system. And I've been building up my solar system ever since Hurricane Maria, and little by little expanding. So I'm at a point that it is at 1,070 watts of solar, and I'm going to show you my whole system right now. All right, that's my system. This is on my roof here in Puerto Rico, and I live totally off grid. And this is 1,070 watts. That solar panel right there is 100 watts. These black ones are all 30-watt panels added together to 570 watts. It's another 100-watt panel. Both of those are monocrystalline, and these are my two new additions to 100 watts monocrystalline. Those are polycrystalline. These are monocrystalline, all by a company called Mighty Max Solar. And here's another 100 watts of 20-watt panels. All right. So basically, this is my system, and I run my entire house off this. I live totally off grid, and let me tell you, man, it is exceptional. It is exceptional. This amount of solar is more than enough, to run, your house, your TVs, your fans, small fridge, internet, etc., computers. I mean, I really have no lack in terms of solar power. Here we're in Puerto Rico in the tropics, so sun is available all of the time, and this is a DIY system that I built myself. All of the solar panels are in parallel, and I have actually multiple charge controllers, running my battery bank. My battery bank consists of 6 deep cycle batteries. They're also in parallel, giving me 516 amp hours. So I have more than enough power. You know, but as you can see, I have them resting on concrete blocks, and they're tied up. They're my cats. you know. And I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, "Oh, this could have been done better than that," but hey, this is how I did it. And okay, they're all on concrete blocks there. Okay. Now, one thing that I'm gonna tell people, I know that it might not be up to code, okay, but I do know what I'm doing, and I've used these extension cords, regular orange extension cords, as solar cables. A lot of people are going to criticize this, but the reality is I have bought solar cable, and it sucks. It burns out. It becomes all messed up, and this does not fail. I've even used these regular extension cord cables, to run some stuff. They don't heat up. They're good. They might not be, you know, um, rated for sun, etc. But I hide them up right here underneath the panels, and I really have no issue. You know, when I have purchased, maybe I just gotten into the bad luck, but when I have purchased, they've been really bad, and I have bought them in the specified gauge. You know what I mean? So I do know what I'm doing. Is good, but I mean, like, to each his own. Um, I have been buying these um, regular white extension cords. Okay, they're cheap, but I've noticed that the copper on these cheap extension cords is very, very good. And it doesn't corrode. So, I mean, you take it for what it is, guys. But this is the way I've done this thing, and it's working for me. you know so these are my two new additions. I'm planning on adding maybe three more, and I think that's gonna be maybe two or three more, you know just to finish off this system. After I finish building this system, I mean, I have a lot of real estate up here to fill it up with panels, so that's my whole plan. Like right now, since this system runs the entire house, As soon as I finish this project right here, I'm gonna build another system with larger panels, 24-volt system, but that other system will be only to run air conditioner, nothing else. So, and I'll leave this to run everything else in my house. Um, so what can I say, guys? I mean, it can be done. It can be done. Um, in terms of pricing, I'm gonna do that in another video. But just to give you a relative cost, these are about 130, with the shipping to Puerto Rico. These were about 40 bucks a piece when they were available. These are 30-watt panels. They're no longer available. I know Renogy sells 30-watt panels that are similar to those, but they're about $70 a piece. But so I built this system because I used to get free shipping. But since those are no longer available, 30-watt ones, you can get the 20-watt ones, but I'm not too much of a fan of these. They're really good panels, don't get me wrong. But I wanted to build another long line of those, and they didn't have them anymore. But these 20-watt panels, you could do the same thing. Right here I have 100 watts. It worked perfect. The construction. These are all from Mighty Max Solar. um, so that's what I got going on here. In terms of, like, since this isn't like a professional install, in terms of like a hurricane coming by or anything like that, I will have to like bring them down. During Hurricane Laura went by recently, and all I did was tie them down, and it worked very well. But if it's a hurricane, I'll simply disconnect them and bring them down into the house, and just reconnect them the next day. I'd rather go through a little bit of trouble and disconnect all this, all my panels, and have them safe inside the house than lose my investment. But you know as of like on a regular basis, there is no problem. They're really sturdy, you know what I mean. So this is my system. So it is 1,070. So that's a kilowatt of power plus 70 watts more. So I have a one kilowatt system with, in terms of battery power, 516 amp hours, which is about 6,000 watt hours. At 12 volts. This is a 12-volt system, and so that's what I've done, guys. That's what I've built. And like I said, I'm really proud of this system. I live totally off grid, so this is more than enough. So leave your comments down below, and if you have any ideas, any tips, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And I'll do a little video later on, but I just wanted to show you guys, so my panels. These two on the ends, like I said earlier, these are the polycrystalline. These were actually, more cheaper than the monos. But at the time that I purchased them, they were, a pretty good price. I don't remember. I think they were like $75 plus shipping. And then I think they had run out of those. So then for a little bit more, I was able to get the monocrystallines, and I love how they look. I love monocrystalline panels. So I'm planning on get a couple of more cinder blocks, and I'm talking maybe two more. I think two or three more. you know but right now, guys, I don't even have to turn generator on. I mean, only on like really, really cloudy days. But right now, I mean, I use my system freely, and this charges up my batteries by noon. I wake up in the morning, if the sun is out, by noon, sometimes even earlier. um and if I don't use a lot of power, sometimes by 10:30 in the morning, it's like you see the voltage is already at 14.5. So it's a good system. It's well done. Guys, I am not a fan of series. I mean, and I know that at certain points, under certain circumstances, you have to do in series, but I like parallel, because what happens is, when you put your solar panels in parallel, if you get any shading, like for example, you see that little bit of shading right there, it might not look like a lot, but it actually is. If this were in series, that would reduce the capacity of the entire system substantially. But if in a parallel system, then I mean, I'll lose a little bit, but overall I won't lose capacity. So Series has its benefits, but in my case, if you see, like, this roof is like totally sunny all the time. So I figured I'll do this in parallel. It's simpler for me, you know what I mean? Series, I mean, see, I mean, like I said, I don't have nothing against series, and in certain configurations you have to do it. But in my case and the way I've set this up, so right now I'll give you a perfect example. These two panels, I have these on a separate charge controller. So right here we got 200 watts of power. Now it's running on this extension cord. This extension cord is just a regular home extension cord. These are rated for 13 amps. So this is more than enough capacity to run these two panels. You see what I'm saying? So, I've taken that approach. So right now on my system, and it might sound a little crazy, I have about 4 different charge controllers. I have these black ones are running on an MPPT EP Ever Tracer 30 amp charge controller, and then I have these other two with the one on each end. And some people are going to say, oh, you're losing a lot in terms of wiring. I know, but aesthetically I liked how that looked. It looked kind of uniform. So I have those two on a smaller MPPT charge controller, also by EP Ever. I think that one's like a 20 amp one, and then this one and that one, I have them both running off of each PWM. So I'm probably doing a big no there, but I have two MPPT charge controllers, two PWM charge controllers, all running into the same battery bank. So in total, 4 different charge controllers. And let me tell you, and it sounds crazy, and a lot of people I know they're gonna chew me up on this, but it's working perfectly fine. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So on cloudy days, I turn on the generator and I charge them up. I mean, what else can I show you guys? The structure, the build quality, tempered glass, aluminum. Aluminum. They have. I mean, they're really, really good quality. Even the smaller ones, really high quality panels by Mighty Max Solar. And let me tell you guys, I am not doing with Mighty Max Solar, but I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. They make some good products. So, well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, you know what I mean. I don't. I did this DIY. DIY. I don't. The panels they came with, the XT, the what are they called? I forgot. I think it's XT50 connectors. I cut them all off. I'm doing a whole and extension cords. That's all in this, guys. You know, but let me tell you, it works better. It works better than those cables that I have gotten. Solar cables that are really crap and they dry rot and I don't know what the hell happens to them. I don't have that problem with extension cords. And it's like real copper. So right now, let's say that white cable, which is an extension, let's say it goes bad, or something, I just buy another extension cord. So who cares if it's not like the rated extension cord or cable for this stuff? In terms of gauge, it's up to code in terms of gauge, but it isn't like the outside of it. What I might do later on is get like a nice little thin piece of PVC pipe and put that cable inside of it, later on. But as of right now, all the other cables are underneath the shade. So anyways, well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to write to me. And this is Ruben Obed, transmit live from Dorado, Puerto Rico, and showing you my 1070 solar array. And I'll be doing an update video later on to show when I get the other panels, and install those, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Take care, guys. God bless. Please.